It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. I popped to the supermarket, picked up some craft beer to review. £3 a can. Picked up about 6 or 7 cans from Morrisons. This is Brewdog's Silk Road Lychee and Mango Hazy IPA at 6.5% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. Now, some of you might already be screaming, some of you regular viewers of the channel, why have you picked this up? There's no way you're going to like this beer. But I was curious. I've seen this sitting on the shelf in my local Morrisons and I've gone, I'm not going to pick it up this week. And then another week goes by and I think, I'm not going to pick it up this week either. But I picked it up. I thought to myself, hey, let's pick this up. Let's give it a try. It might be one of the most amazing beers we've ever tried in our life. Equally, it might not be. But, I mean, if I left it on the shelf, then I would never be able to give my opinion on the beer, would I? If I went, actually, I've ruled this beer out completely before I've even tried it. So let's get into it. Let's have a look at it. Let's see if it's any good. 6.5%. It's been out a while. It's definitely not a brand new Brewdog beer. I reckon it's been out about between 4 to 6 months. I might be wrong. It might have been out longer. Comment in the comments box. How long has this beer been on the shelves of Morrisons stores? So we got a 1 finger white head, good levels of slow moving carbonation, and it's a kind of like peachy coloured beer. I can smell the aroma from here. I can smell that kind of lychee and mango from kind of like a half arm's distance. There's been, with British brewing, there's been a big kind of shift. Well, not a massive shift, but there's been some big, I would almost, to the point now, call them regional brewers. Your brewers like Tiny Rebel, Brewdog. They're not afraid to use like a fruit concentrate in the beer to flavour the beer. They're really not kind of like afraid of it at all. It must be like popular with them. People who buy their beer must love this kind of fruit concentrate kind of addition to it. But it really is, it's almost like filling the room. This small conservatory is filled with kind of mango and lychee. That said, well, let's have a look. There's no sediment in the bottom of the can. There never really is with Brewdog beer, but it is hazy. Let's get the aroma then. It smells like a Solero ice cream. I quite like a Solero ice cream. That lovely fruity, orangey mango taste to a Solero. Yeah, they're really good. But does it work with beer? I've been trying really hard to get to grips with these fruit concentrates in the beers. Up until now, I don't like it. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I don't like it. But I am trying. I'm trying to like it. Peppery, spicy, mango, lychee. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. I'm trying really hard here. Trying really hard, really hard. First off, I've tried something different with this beer. Normally, I put all my beers on the beer shelf. I don't drink, some people say I drink lukewarm beer. My beer's never lukewarm. But it's kind of like shelf temperature. Not in the summer, I don't do it in the summer, absolutely no way. But in the winter months, winter, autumn, early spring, I'll leave my beer on shelves. I'll leave my beer here and I'll just grab a can and drink it, because at the moment in this conservatory it's probably about 8 degrees. That's perfect for beer. But what I've decided to do with this one is I've decided to chill it down. Now I've had it out of the fridge. My fridge is set at 4 degrees. I've had it out of the fridge about 20 minutes to half an hour. So it's warmed up a little bit. But what I will say is chilled down to 6 degrees. And with me absolutely trying my best to like the beer, to like this kind of, to try and understand the mango and lychee fruit ice cream concentrate that they probably used in the beer. It's very refreshing. It's very refreshing, really cold. You're hit with wallops of mango and lychee flavour. But there's one thing I can never get away from when they decide to use these concentrates in the beer. It's the finish. It's the finish of the beer. It leaves a very chemical kind of finish to the last bit of the flavour, and that is something that you can never get away from. First half of the beer, I can get on with it. I wouldn't necessarily, well, no, absolutely would I not necessarily. I wouldn't buy it over a beer with, say, that's been hopped with Simcoe, Centennial and Chinook, that are going to give you natural flavours, natural kind of grapefruity, hoppy, orange peel kind of flavours. I would never choose a beer like this over a beer with fruit concentrate and over a naturally hot beer. But that said, I am trying my best here to go into to have the most open mind possible and to try and like it. So the first half of the beer, it's really quite refreshing and drinkable. It's like a juice. It's like a mango and lychee juice. And then you're thinking to yourself, if it was 30 degrees out in the garden, maybe I could get on with this. And then it's just a finish. It's just that kind of, it's a very kind of like concentrate, chemically finished, that I just can't get on with. That I can't get on with it. And it leaves me with the feeling that this would give me an almighty headache. If I bought, say, 3 cans of this, 3 cans of Silk Road by Brewdog, and it was a blisteringly hot day and I chilled it down to between 4 and 6 degrees, and happy days, you know, cold lychee mango beer, I can guarantee you if I started drinking the beer at 4 o'clock and I finished the 3 cans by, say, 6:30, so 2.5 hours to drink these 3 cans, I can guarantee you by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock I'd start to get a hangover kicking in. And I can only say that because it happens. It always happens with these kind of fruit concentrate beers, like almost like factory made beer. I've tried to like it. I've tried my very best to I never go into a beer review negative. I never do. And I've really tried here. I've really tried to like it. But they're just not the same as hops. These beers are never the same as buying a beer with that's been naturally hopped and has natural hop flavours. And as much as I want to like it, as much as that first half of the beer, I can probably kind of get on board with it a little bit. The question always lies with, would you buy that beer again? And I'm afraid I wouldn't. I'm afraid I wouldn't. I wouldn't buy the beer again. I've bought it, I've tried it, I've gone into it with a massive open mind here. I've wanted to love it. I just can't. I just can't. It's too manufactured. It's too... It's not the hops creating that wonderful mango and lychee flavour. It's a concentrate. It's a fruit concentrate, and I just can't get on board with it. I just can't. Because I don't. Number one, I don't want the hangover. Number two, it's the aftertaste. It's that awful kind of concentrate aftertaste, like swigging like some squash, orange squash concentrate, like having a mouthful of that. Not as bad as that, but you know where I'm going with it. And then just that kind of general feeling of yes, I know hops are expensive, but it's still £3 a can. It's still £3 a can. Surely they can, per can, £3 a can, you should be able to afford to put some hops in the beer. I understand if people like these concentrated beers. I can fully understand that. It's just not for me. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.